All right, guys, welcome back now. Usually I don't worry about like trigger warnings or any of that kind of nonsense because, to be frank, I don't put much stock into all that kind of rhetoric. I don't like the whole idea that you have to have accessibility consultants tell you that you need to put trigger warnings in a game for sensitive people or for TV programs or movies or whatnot. However, this is a very dark, disturbing subject matter, so again, I try to be fairly PG on these channels. So just a heads up, this is going to get really gross really quick, all right? So Neil Gaiman, the author of The Sandman, who has been in a lot of controversy, a lot of hot water he's found himself in lately, the story surrounding him and the abuse allegations continues to get even more disgusting and disturbing the further these layers are peeled back. So we have this article from Fandom Pulse saying Neil Gaiman abuse victim Scarlett Pavlovich speaks out with graphic details of the Sandman creator's violent perversions. In quotes, "Are you defying your master?" Now this is going to, like I said, this is going to get really dark really fast, so just bear with me here. We're going to try to work around some of the verbiage in this article just because I know YouTube is already going to deboost the hell out of this video. It says, New York Magazine released a deep dive into the Neil Gaiman misconduct allegations with interviews of several of the women involved. The allegations have escalated with detailed accounts where the women involved accused the Sandman and American Gods author of, forcing himself on them. In 2024, Neil Gaiman was accused of misconduct by 7 women, the first 2 starting with the Tortoise podcast. And again, that was I think it's the British podcast that first kind of like tipped people off to Neil Gaiman being less than a honorable man. Again, this is a very outspoken male feminist, as you'll see here very soon, who found himself to be everything that a man should not be. It says that the investigative journalism outlet named for the tortoise and the hare fable, leaning towards slow and steady wins the race. They are well known for doing deep dives on situations and gathering all the information to ensure accuracy before reporting. Now, New York Magazine, through their Vulture outlet, has done a deep analysis of the situation, speaking with several of the women involved, providing detailed accounts of what's grown now to 8 women accusing Neil Gaiman of a range of creepy behavior to forcing himself on them, providing an account of his childhood surrounded by the cult of Scientology. Oh, that's never good. Informing his behavior, as well as how these escapades led to divorce with Amanda Palmer. While many know about the encounter with Scarlett Pavlovich, in which Neil Gaiman infamously declared that they merely cuddled in a bathtub, Scarlett's account of the situation is far more harrowing and graphic according to the new article. Content warning, again, we've already talked about this. This gets pretty disturbing here. I've had a thought, Scarlett recalled him saying, "Why don't you have a bath in the beautiful claw bathtub in the garden? It's absolutely enchanting." After this, the situation gets dark. Pavlovich did not anticipate Gaiman would show up in the bath, claiming he had a work call to go on, but he allegedly did, flashing her stark naked before getting into the tub with her. She claims she said no even to this element, but then he persisted. The next part is really amorphous, Pavlovich told the interview, but I can tell you that he, put his fingers where they shouldn't go, and then tried to do the same with his member. And I said, no. Then he tried to rub it between my, oh boy. And I said no as well. Then he asked if he could finish on her face. I said no, but he did anyway. He said, call me master. He said, be a good girl. You're a good little girl. Good God, this guy is a complete creep and freak. Afterwards, she recalled him saying, Amanda told me I couldn't have you. Pavlovich recalls him saying, as soon as he had heard this, he knew he had to have her. God, he continued, I wish it were the good old days where we could both do stuff to you. The situation with her got worse at points where Scarlett describes Gaiman as beating her with a belt, forcing more of this unwanted contact upon her in several situations, and even an incident where she was forced to sample her product, the number 2 product. He said, are you defying your master? She told the interviewer, I had to lick my own excrement. Wow. I haven't even had dinner yet, guys. I'm recording this before cooking dinner. I don't have much of an appetite anymore. This was not the only encounter like this she detailed. At one point, she said that he peed on his hand and told her to lick it off as well. Oh my God. According to Scarlett, Amanda Palmer told her 14 women have come to see me about this. He had allegedly slept with another babysitter in his prior marriage as well. Some of these events were done, according to Scarlett, when Gaiman's young son was in the room with them. Oh, good God. Palmer later allegedly told her, I've had to do this before and I can do this again. I'll take care of you. She filed a police report in 2023, hoping Amanda Palmer would help with the situation, but when it came to it, Palmer refused to talk to the police. So the ex-wife wouldn't even cooperate. Palmer does have a song that seems to reference Gaiman's behavior, however. Another self-deletion mass landing on my doorstep. Thanks a ton. A few more corpses in the sack. You'll get away with it. It's just the same old script. The world is shaped to have your back. You said I'm sorry, then you ran and went and did it all again. After Scarlett, the article details the known accounts of Gaiman taking advantage of young fans. One who went by the pseudonym of Brenda said he seemed to have a script. He wanted me to call him Master immediately. Another fan's story is well known as Gaiman told her, I'm a very wealthy man and I'm used to getting what I want. Gaiman paid this fan over $60,000 for therapy bills after her encounters with him left her scarred. Another young fan, this guy got around, holy crap guys, who started following Gaiman when she was 18 years old in 2003, found herself in increasingly demanding situations with the author. It was a big hard no, she said. I told him you cannot put anything up there or I'll die. Gaiman then allegedly flipped her over on the bed and tried to do the thing with the hands again, with the fingers. Once more, the woman claimed she said no, but after he stopped, he then allegedly forced himself completely on her. She said, I just shut down in this, regards to the situation. According to Tortoise, Gaiman's representative said these situations were consensual and that the degradation, bondage, domination, sadism, and masochism may not be to everyone's taste, but between consenting adults, BDSM is lawful. Well, it's lawful if it's not you forcing yourself onto young, impressionable people who have said no when you do it anyways. That's not BDSM, as far as I'm aware, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. It appears he used his fetish lifestyle to blur the line between domination and abuse. The next incident detailed an incident where Gaiman's wife, Amanda Palmer, was with a young female fan and then began texting illicit images of the fan to Gaiman. It spawned a relationship between the author and the fan where the fan said she felt like she'd been given to Gaiman like a toy. This feels a lot like Epstein and Maxwell kind of situation, except in this situation, Amanda Palmer was Gaiman's wife. But imagine these weird Hollywood degenerate couples, these people that are famous. The wife finds a woman, sleeps with her, takes pictures and sends it to her husband, who then becomes obsessed with her. This is just completely degenerate behavior. Next came Carolyn, a woman who lived on the Gaiman estate in New York, who had been detailed prior as being forced to provide services to Gaiman in exchange for not losing her home with her children. She even alleges that they had an encounter with her when his 4-year-old son was in bed with them. He didn't have boundaries, she said. While there are more women in the situation, with Scarlett on record with harrowing details of her abuse from Gaiman, combined with the testimony of fans in Carolyn, who was eventually paid off by Gaiman as well, according to Tortoise, it appears as if this might be a PR situation on the fantasy author that he cannot recover from. Oh my god. This is just too much. I actually hadn't read this article yet today. This was just not something I was prepared for. But, of course, people are definitely pointing out that Neil Gaiman back in 2018 was like, on a day like today, it's worth saying, I believe survivors, men must not close our eyes and minds to what happens to women in this world. We must fight alongside them for them to be believed at the ballot box and with art by listening and change this world for the better. You can see this one here from John Del Rose where he's got this hashtag on his hand, he for she, kind of like the, Me Too. John Del Rose pointing out, please everyone listen to Gaiman. He would want us to support the victims. Veridark even points out that the male feminist Neil Gaiman got canceled by Hollywood. The cancel mobs that he helped perpetuate have now taken his career. Oh, the sweet irony. And, there's unfortunately nothing sweet about this situation. I would love to say that, at least this guy is going to be, done doing the crap that he's done. But how many more are like him in Hollywood and in entertainment and comics and movies? And, I mean, even the video game industry, I'm sure, has their fair share of this kind of crap, guys. It's like, for every one of these cockroaches you find, there's probably 1,000 more we know nothing about. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. This is quite the update on this situation. I can't even imagine how he gets out of this without being put in jail or at least having some sort of legal ramifications for it. But again, that's Hollywood. Who knows? We'll have to just wait and see how it shakes out. In the meantime, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Alright, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.